I welcome you all back to the lecture on constitutional design today. So today we are going to discuss about how the institutions are designed. What was the past experience that we had during the British rule and how we use that experience to gain and understand what went wrong that time and how we can come out and change it. How our constitution makers changed the process which was followed by the Britishers so that many of us can understand and relate it and follow it. Let us check. Let me share my presentation. How the institutions are designed. This is the topic what we are going to discuss today. So British has introduced a very weak legislature, made Indians participants but only as observers. Hardly 1% or 2% people are given chance to say their voice. But when the elections are held in 1937, the provincial legislatures and ministers all over the British India were very limited say on that. They don't know much, but the Indian Constitution adopted many institutional details and the procedures from the colonial rule, like the Government of India Act of 1935. Now, if the Britishers have introduced a very weak legislature, why are we following them? Why are we adopting the colonial procedures which are followed by them and which we already consider as they are weak? This is a critical question. Because from 1937, they have conducted elections and they have introduced a system, a mechanism in India, how to conduct the elections, how to have the divisions, how to have the voting process and all. So, though the process was not good, though the process involved only few people, but they introduced a process, the involvement of people was less. So makers of the Indian Constitution thought that as people are aware that there is a mechanism like this, let us use that experience. Let us make people aware that now everybody can vote, everybody can follow, everybody can be a part of the process. Earlier, which was not there. During the British rule, which was missing, they confined it only to few people. Now it is reaching to all people. Along with that, years of thinking and deliberations on the framework of the Constitution had another benefit, that many people gather together and come to a common conclusion. Then it is always said that more brains are better than one brain. So definitely, many have given up their thoughts. Many have raised concerns about the issues, what kind of issues can be coming, basing on their own experiences, basing on their own thought process. Few of our constituent members have traveled abroad, studied abroad, and some of them are inspired by the ideals of French Revolution, the practice of parliamentary democracy in Britain, and the Bill of Rights in United States. So they all know this, that these processes are happening around the world, that the French Revolution happened, the ideals of equality, liberty and fraternity, which is mandatory for a constituent or a democratic society to have it. Similarly, the democratic Bill of Rights or fundamental rights introduced in India, which are borrowed from US. Then we have the democratic parliamentary democracy from Great Britain. And similarly, the socialist revolution in Russia has inspired many Indians for getting social and economic equality. So fundamentally, the concept of equality has to be added in the Indian Constitution. Right to vote, universal adult franchise is given. We try to adopt the policies which are made by the Britishers by rectifying the errors which are made by them, by correcting it or by molding it to the Indian situation, Indian context. This is how the institutions are designed. I hope you all understood how the institutions are designed, how the constituent members have planned and did this. Stay tuned. We'll catch you in the next session of the video. Any doubts, please comment below for us and reach back to us, because it's very, very important to understand the concept clearly. Thank you.